Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts because Remy Ma did something that nobody saw coming. Remy Ma has finally acknowledged that she was involved in the whole event. After weeks of spit-flying altercations, viral courtroom pandemonium, and her son being charged with first-degree murder. Let me reiterate that. Remy claimed that, contrary to popular belief, she did it, though. No. This was no cold-blooded, high-heeled assassin job. Her tearful courtroom declaration, which was leaked by she claimed to be someone who was obviously indifferent to gag restrictions, saying, "I was trying to protect my son. I apologize, ma'am." What will protect him? Putting together a plan that killed a man? Was Remy Ma hiding something from her infant boy? That is a true question now. Or, like some hip-hop Olivia Pope, was she planning the entire thing from the beginning? The streets are also speaking. The TikTok app is in ruins. Twitter is being tried. The beat had to be paused even by Funkmaster Flex. However, what actually happened? Hold on tight because of what we discovered next. Yes, it might permanently destroy her legacy. Let's set the scene. Then, in Queens, the afternoon is hot and muggy like it's the Met Gala. Paparazzi are almost encamped out. The only way to get directly to the courthouse steps is on this red carpet. Additionally, in the midst of a circus, nothing else except Ma Remy. She wears sunglasses, purses her lips, and walks as if she is aware that everyone is observing. Oh, and we were observing. Okay, this isn't just any old legal drama, you see. This has nothing to do with a traffic ticket or past due taxes. No, murder is at issue here. A man has passed away. Jason J. Scott, her son, is incarcerated on first-degree murder charges.
Yeah, trying to beat you up. Come downstairs. You know you in front of the courthouse trying to act like you're tough. Like, yeah, stop. Yeah, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. Come on, let's go. Trying to beat you up. Turn around. Like your mother's ugly? Turn around. Like your mother's ugly? Oh, same thing. Oh, okay. Same thing. Oh, okay. Just watch. Yeah, okay. We could text her right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. Nope, but you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
She's not merely a bystander anymore. Remy Ma, officially. She is involved in the inquiry, and it gets deep. Darling, let's go back. Remy was living her best life, or at least feigning it, just a few months ago. Photo opportunities, where she's providing boss energy, podcast interviews about healing and legacy, and opulent dinners with business executives. However, whispers were already circulating behind the scenes. Rumors circulated regarding her son's group, not exactly good citizens, you name it, street fights, firearms, drug money, etc. And she didn't have any idea. Remy, no. Anonymous sources claim that she took a proactive role in maintaining silence. Remy was allegedly paying off people to keep her son's name off the streets, not to protect herself, according to a former colleague. Oh, really? Then the tipping point arrived. Jason J. Scott was taken into custody on May 6, 2025, in relation to the shooting death of 28-year-old Terrence Miller, a father of two and purported opponent of Jason's inner circle. Media outlets initially played it mild. The kid of Remy Ma is being held for interrogation. However, charges were shortly made public: first-degree murder, conspiracy, unlawful weapon possession, and, of course, evidence tampering, interfering. The question of who else was involved was raised by that word alone. Now fast forward to last week. Remy Ma shows up at the courts looking like a woman who hasn't slept in days. She can be seen on camera pacing the hallway in despair and muttering to her lawyer. Then, suddenly, a leak appears, a soundbite. Grainy, brief, yet incredibly authentic. The voice of Remy. I told him to throw it away. I was at a loss for what to do. The damning line, the one line, all of a sudden. Everyone is rushing, even on page 6, TMZ, Shade Room, Law, and Criminal making assumptions. Was Remy involved in a murder cover-up? And if that wasn't enough, there's a fight in the courts. The daughter of Terrence Miller, a 19-year-old college student who has been outspoken about wanting justice, ambushes Remy as she steps outside on the day of her son's bond hearing. "You should be locked up, too," she reportedly yelled, staring Remy in the face. According to witnesses, what did Remy say? You guessed it, beat me up, please. She did say that on camera. Yes, within hours, the video became viral. The internet took off. Team Justice and Team Remy became popular. Courtroom Karen versus the Bronx OG edits, memes, and TikTok reenactments with trap sounds in the background. Jokes notwithstanding, the pressure was growing. Then the arrest. Yes, exactly. According to authorities, Remy Ma was officially held for interfering with an ongoing investigation 72 hours after the public altercation, retrieved $15,000 in cash, a SIM card, and burned items from a storage facility in her name. Is it a coincidence? Not sure. According to a precinct insider, who obviously wishes to remain secret before they inexplicably lose their badge, the entire situation appeared to be a cleanup operation that lacked professionalism, more akin to a frantic mother hiding evidence. Oh? Phew, we should halt here because, as you may be thinking, Remy Ma is a rapper, a mother, and a murderer's cleanup crew. However, you see, that's where things get pretty hazy because Remy has been accused of breaking the law before. Rewind to 2007. Do you recall the entire case in which she was found guilty of shooting her own buddy? For more than $3,000, yes, she spent 6 years doing that, so, no. This is nothing new for this woman, this is true of her. And it's possible that history is repeating itself now. It's not about stolen money this time. It concerns a mysterious flight log, missing phone records, and a murder weapon, demonstrating that on the night her son is accused of committing the crime, Remy made a brief journey to Philadelphia. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though, because if you believed it ended there, you're mistaken. Even crazier was what followed. According to insiders, Remy Ma may face charges of accessory after the fact and obstruction of justice. From the DA's office, folks, that is a felony. And we're looking at a minimum of 15 years if found guilty. Then, as though the universe couldn't make things more interesting, Papoose finally speaks up. I've loved that woman for over a decade, but I don't know who she is anymore. He says in an Instagram live that appeared to have been shot from a captive bunker. Did you all hear that? That's the sound of a legacy gone wrong. What caused one of the most devoted couples in hip-hop to split up in public? Devotion to a lie or devotion to a son? Let's not act as though the streets are blameless in this situation. People are split. Remy is being referred to as a ride or die mama bear by half of the internet, who claim that they would do the same to keep their child safe. The other half is yelling, "Lock her up," and equating her with a hooded Martha Stewart brandishing a Glock. It's true what one Twitter user said, she went from battle raps to murder raps. You can't make this up. The world waits now. Awaiting you is a courtroom, the media is waiting. Remy has evolved beyond her roles as a mother, wife, and rapper. Now, she's at the heart of a murderous scheme. Additionally, I assisted in cleaning things up, although I didn't plan it. According to her own leaked confession, take a moment to process that. But don't worry, we're only beginning because in part 2 we'll be dissecting the court documents that were released, the enigmatic burner phones, and the reasons why an insider claims that this entire situation was prearranged weeks in advance. You will want to take a seat for this. Where were we, then? Yes, exactly. The feds have just seized Remy Ma. Her legacy is on life support, and the internet is divided on whether to cancel her or award her with a barbed wire Mother of the Year trophy. The unpleasant part, however, comes next: the leaks, the facts, and the receipts cause you to reevaluate your beliefs about justice, hip-hop, and loyalty. That storage unit will be our first focus. Yes, the one under Remy's name, where detectives discovered $15,000 in shrink-wrapped money, a burner phone, and burned clothes. What else did they discover, you ask? A hoodie covered in blood. Now stop, according to reports. Her son Jason J. Scott was wearing the hoodie the night of the murder. Here's the worst part, though. 48 hours after the incident, Remy is seen on security camera footage entering and remaining in that storage container. For 17 minutes, no one else was observed entering or exiting. Is it a coincidence? Please. Then the big one arrived. 3 different burner phones were linked to this murderous scheme. According to a court document that was released and stamped, signed, and sealed like a Netflix drama, guess whose name it's associated with? One of them you're aware already, Remy Ma. Also known as Reminisce Mackie, the affidavit states that on the night of the shooting, she made for calls using the burner. A man named Deuce, a known felon, with connections to a South Bronx gang that has been the subject of FBI monitoring for 2 years, is linked to 2 of them. Then there were the other 2 calls, one to a fictitious cleaning firm. The laundromat at the address is boarded up and hasn't been open since 2020. Do you see the direction this is taking? Even more damning, voice recognition software claims to have matched Remy's voice on a wiretapped call where a woman says, "Make sure the clip is gone. Don't just wipe it, trash the whole phone." Unless there's another female rapper with a deep Bronx accent and a murder plot underway. We're going to go with this. The claim was made by a very unofficial, very nosy tech nerd on Reddit. Yeah, that was probably her, go ahead and say that. But wait, it gets hotter. Just 2 days after her son's detention, Remy allegedly transferred $40 0 to an unregistered account in the Cayman Islands, according to another document that was released by a judicial staffer who had far too much access and not enough chill. Why? Nobody is aware of it. But online investigators, the same individuals who deciphered the Epstein flight logs, from a hazy PDF tracked the transfer using a cryptocurrency shell account called Sunset Talent LLC, which is a non-existent business that was getting payments from several prominent figures in the industry, including a fictitious account linked to a man named Sean Combs. Yes, Diddy is being brought into this now because, according to a YouTuber who went all tinfoil hat, Diddy supposedly paid Remy Ma hush money to keep something secret, not only about the murder, but also about a different incident involving her son, a recording studio, and a security guard who went missing 3 weeks prior. Naturally, we are unable to verify any of that at this time, but the conspiracy theorists are consuming it all. Videos of Remy Ma, Diddy, and Jason at the same private event are all over TikTok, Club. According to one interpretation, Remy was attempting to shield the music industry as a whole, as well as her son, from a scandal that would destroy too many careers to list. Let's restore it. We have offshore accounts, a burner phone trail, a deceased man, and now a possible industry-wide cover-up. It's not even the greatest part, though, because Remy's own ex-bodyguard has now betrayed her in a storyline twist fit for a soap opera. Yes, exactly. Big K, the bodyguard, told me not to say anything if the police came asking, saying she told me to disappear for a few weeks, said she had it handled. This was revealed in an open interview with the bootleg podcast Street Truths Reloaded. He even says he assisted her in cleaning up the area where Jason is said to have dropped the gun, on 145th Street. He claims that in exchange for his silence, Remy gave him $10,000 and a plane ticket to Bermuda. Not at all. Spoiler alert. And you know what? Cave claims to have pictures. That's correct. Pictures taken the night following the incident and at around 2:46 a.m. of Remy entering a garage apartment with what seems to be a duffel bag full of clothing and devices. We've seen those pictures, and even though they're really grainy like they were taken with a flip phone in 2006, you can still see the frame. The red wig of Remy is seen. You can see the fucking bag. Where's the weapon, then? Where is the security footage that is missing? Where is Jason's original phone? Everything is absent, gone. However, one thing is still very much present: Remy's admission again. Kudos to the messiest courthouse clerk in the world in a private statement, made at a sealed court session. That's not just damage control, ladies and gentlemen, Remy stated. I wasn't part of what happened that night, but I knew what my son told me. I panicked. I tried to fix it before it got worse. That's all she finished it with. If that makes me a criminal, so be it. Guilty admission is what that is. Furthermore, the floodgates are now open. The FBI is investigating where the money went, who else she contacted, and why a certain New Jersey radio DJ abruptly erased all of his messages. With her, this cannot be made up. The streets are humming. So let's talk about the public's response now. And there weren't many responses after a political dispute. They are as polarized as a Thanksgiving dinner, as a mother defending her child. Team Remy is on her side. Anyone would follow suit. You all simply despise strong black women. The team locks her up. She concealed evidence while playing the victim. Parenting isn't like that. That is illegal. Conspiracies by the team. This is more profound than Remy. They don't want their secrets, labels, and power to be revealed. Celebrities are running for cover in the meanwhile. Nobody is talking. Not Cardi B, not Fat Joe, and not even Papoose erased all posts about Remy and shared a photo of a lion cub. Along with the statement, truth always comes to light. Sounds cryptic, doesn't it? Prosecutors are now implying that fresh charges could be brought in the coming days as the story continues to gain momentum. They are reportedly considering a RICO case. Yes, RICO refers to a criminal enterprise that conspires to commit crimes. They attempted the same thing with Young Thug. Therefore, Remy might not be punished for merely covering up a murder. If that occurs, she could end up as a criminal network's queenpin. And it gets worse just when you think it can't get much worse. Part 3 discusses the FBI investigation, the classified audio recordings, and the purported desire of one judge to humiliate Remy Ma in front of the hip-hop community. There have been betrayals, covert wiretaps, and a shocking revelation that links all of this to an unexplained death that hasn't been discussed in years. Are you prepared? Come on, and now we are. If you believe this to be only a courtroom soap opera about a rapper who became a mother and then a murder cover-up artist, oh no, you've been thinking too narrowly, because this case recently received federal attention. Yes, there is an official FBI involvement. Let's dissect it. The FBI opened a parallel investigation 2 weeks ago, according to an exclusive leak from someone who obviously took their oath of secrecy and burned it. Why? Due to the dubious offshore accounts we discussed in the second section, it turns out that while a murder investigation is underway, unregistered cryptocurrency funds are being transferred through international banks. Yes, that is a warning sign, thus. The issue is no longer solely about Remy's obstruction accusations or Jason's murder case. It has to do with interstate criminal conspiracy, witness intimidation, and money laundering. Who do you think is at the heart of it all? Remy Ma, whose real name is Remy Smith. But hold on, it grows darker. The FBI allegedly overheard several wiretapped calls between Remy and an unnamed male voice. According to sources close to the inquiry, the individual is said to have said, "We'll move the piece to Jersey" during one of those calls. This is no longer panic, ladies and gents. Nobody is looking there. Remy's voice, verified by digital forensic comparison, responds, "Burn the hoodie. Get rid of the bag. I already told him to stay quiet. Coordination is what this is." Currently, federal prosecutors are constructing a case that links Remy to conspiracy to obstruct justice across state borders in addition to evidence tampering. Federal prison time for that. Straightforward, no elaborate appeals, no early release for a period. This is where the jaw-dropper is. Apparently, Remy says, "I did it for my son, yes." They have another tape that they haven't yet made public. That same statement from her courtroom confession was revealed. Now it's on tape, actual, documented and owned by the Fed. This is where the situation truly shifts from outrageous to historic. According to a courthouse, the judge overseeing the federal pretrial motions, a staffer wants to use Remy Ma as an example. According to the insider, they want her to represent accountability in hip-hop. They believe this is their opportunity to make a statement. Do you understand what that means? She might have to wait more than 20 years, and that only includes the federal charges, not to include the state-level murder cover-up that is taking place. Remy faces stacked charges if prosecutors are successful in claiming that she assisted her son in escaping, destroying evidence, and lying to authorities. Think conspiracy, think RICO, consider obstacle, consider fraud. What else just spilled? You ask. They may have located the gun that was used in the shooting and has been missing all along. A 9mm Glock that matched the ballistics of Terrence Miller's murder was found in an abandoned lot behind an old warehouse, according to a report that was leaked by a New York sanitation worker. The worst part is still to come. That property is owned by a shell corporation connected to an LLC connected to, yes, you, the manager of Remy Ma. You guessed it, brah. It's no longer even a case at this point. It's a motion picture. If you felt that the cast was already too large to handle, let's add Fat Joe as one more unexpected appearance. Sometimes the people you protect end up being the ones who destroy you. Loyalty isn't love. Fat Joe posted and then removed the enigmatic remark on his Instagram story over the weekend. Notice that no names were mentioned. However, this is the same Fat Joe who brought Remy into the Terror Squad family, supported her until her incarceration in 2007, and greeted her as if she had never gone. Crickets now. It is deafening how silent her peers are. Just feelings and federal indictments. No free Remy campaign, no rap community defense squad, and no public support. Remy's own attorney is allegedly rushing to reach an agreement in a. Meanwhile, the feds allegedly made her a plea deal. The charges will be lowered from 20 years to 6 if you testify against her son. And all the other parties involved. Take a moment to process that. Testify against her son or face 20 years in prison. Additionally, that transaction is still on the table. According to our insider, no answer, no approval. But the walls are closing in and the clock is running out. Because even Jason J. Scott is reportedly thinking about betraying his mother. Why? Since both sides are being played by the DA's team. He could receive a juvenile sentence and serve 12 years in prison if he testifies that Remy planned the cleanup. Now, it's a heritage versus a lifetime, devotion versus survival, and mother versus son. This is the last surprise. One name keeps coming up. Briggs, Taisha. Who is it? Remy Ma's previous assistant, Taisha Briggs, was fired in 2024 due to confidentiality concerns, because her name is listed among possible witnesses in one of the court documents that was leaked. She has remained out of the public glare until now. And here's the thing, Taisha's neighbor says. They recently witnessed FBI agents chatting for hours outside her apartment, then bringing a packet marked Special Witness Protection Review to accompany her out. Therefore, the feds have someone from the inside. If this is flipping, an all-knowing person, the timeframes, the storage units, the bank accounts, the timetables, and the texts, it's finished, or is it? We leave you, the audience, with the unanswerable questions that no one can completely address at this point. Was Remy Ma acting desperate or out of love when she did this? Is she merely a mother who committed a grave error? Or is she truly a Mastermind, will she die defending her son or betray him to save herself? What about hip-hop? How many mysteries remain to be revealed? Because who else will fall like this if Remy Ma can? The ball is now in your court. Was this a terrible misstep on the part of a mother? Or was it deliberate, planned, and illegal from the start? We know you all have opinions, so please share yours below. Don't just scroll away either. Scandals like this alter the rules of the game. If at any point during this expose, your jaw dropped, hit the like button if you want more unedited, uncensored, and unapologetic messy commentary, the kind that no mainstream media will ever provide. Subscribe and activate notifications because, darling, we will continue to discuss Remy Ma, murder mysteries, and hip-hop superstars collapsing before our own eyes. Additionally, DMs are open if you have insider knowledge. Anonymity is assured. We do. You know, stay aware, be vocal, and keep in mind that nobody is innocent in this field. Until the next time.